Welcome to the Rugby League Outsiders prediction video. This is the only prediction video on the internet that counts, in our opinion. My name's Craig, and I'm the Outsiders Beatbox Champion of 2025.
Are you keeping that in?
Right, I am the champion.
And my name's Karl. It's the final round of Super League. The League Leaders' Shield is still to play for. The battle for third is hotting up, and we still don't know who's going to finish sixth.
Right, Karl, some absolute upsets this weekend. I had my literally tears into my nachos on Friday night when the Catalan took Leeds apart and Leeds barely turned up. We're going to get into that and more. This is the final game of the domestic season for Super League this year.
Yeah, I can't wait. And there's still a lot to play for. That's what's so good about this week. The penultimate round threw up some victories and things that we didn't really expect, which has made it all go down to the wire, and it's an interesting end to the season, and a lot to play for.
Right, let's get into it then, and this is our rapid-fire recap. Kicked off Thursday night, Leeds versus Catalans.
Leeds' hopes of a top two Super League finish were shattered as Catalan Dragons stunned them 16 points to 8 ahead in Leigh. Julian Busquets' late try sealed the upset, leaving the Rhinos facing the fight for third place.
Unbelievably, the first yellow card for Leigh this year. So Leigh took on St.
Leigh Leopards sealed a home playoff spot with a commanding 28 points to 10 win over St. Helens, climbing to third in the Super League table. Tries from Badrock, Brand, Hughes, Ipape and Trout secured the victory as Saints slumped to a third straight defeat.
To Wigan now, and Wigan took on Cass and took them apart.
Wigan Warriors stormed into the top two with a ruthless demolition of Castleford Tigers, running in 10 tries in a 62 points to 6 victory. Abbas Miski grabbed a double as Matt Peake's men booked a home semi and a vital week off in the playoffs.
Hull FC took on Warrington Wolves.
Hull FC demolished Warrington 34 points to 2 at the MKM Stadium to keep their Super League playoff hopes alive. Tries from Martin, Barnforth, Caesar, Barron, Lane and Hardacre sealed a dominant win that leaves Hull just 1 point behind Wakefield heading into the final round.
I can only apologise to Wakefield Trinity for our predictions last week, but Wakey took on Hull KR.
Wakefield stunned Hull KR with a blistering first half display to seal a 28 points to 12 win and move within touching distance of the playoffs. Rovers' worst performance of the season means they now need to beat Warrington next week to secure the Super League top spot.
And the final game of the round then, Huddersfield Giants took on Salford.
Huddersfield legend Leroy Cudjoe signed off for his final home game in style, landing a last-minute conversion to seal a 22 points to 8 win over Salford. Late tries from Adam Swift, Jacob Gagai, Kieran Rush completed the comeback, giving Mr. Huddersfield the perfect farewell. Giants 22, Salford 8.
So there you go. Last week, not only did I win the Beatbox Championships in the Outsider studio, I also won the predictions as well, getting 4 out of 6 right, Karl.
Did you really get 4 out of 6?
Yes. Do you want me to prove my workings?
Oh, yeah, I want to...
You want to double check it? Go back and watch the video.
You got Wakefield wrong.
Yeah, I got Wakey wrong.
Definitely got Leeds
wrong.
And
I got Leeds wrong, that was it. I got the rest right. So, just shows.
Did you back Huddersfield over Salford?
Yes. And you went for Salford. Anyway, I'm not here to argue.
Played my heart on my sleeve, didn't I? That's why.
I'll let my predictions do the talking. That's why.
Well, I'm glad you backed Hull KR anyway.
You're just trying to stir it up now between the Wakey fans, aren't you?
Yeah.
There's no need for it. They already think I'm an arse.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm ever going to be allowed into Wakey.
Do you know what I hope, right? I hope when we do a stadium tour at Wakefield, and people see us, they boo you.
What are you talking about? Why would you even say that?
It would be great.
I've been an evangelist for Wakey this year.
I'm going to get Owen to stir it up.
God, you don't need any encouragement, does he? Right, anyway.
We're getting the fans going this week.
He was?
Yeah.
Why, what were he saying?
Now we've given him a celebrity status now.
Oh.
Yeah, he was getting the fans going behind the sticks.
What was it? Like getting them for the camera?
Yeah.
Orchestrating.
Yeah.
Right, Karl, let's get into it.
Mr. Wildcat now.
There's games over 2 days this week. All right, so we've got 2 games Thursday night, 4 games on Friday night, okay, as we run into this week. So
nice. Can I watch all them at the same time?
Yeah. Right, okay, so first game then, Thursday night that we're going to go for is Hull KR taking on Warrington Wolves. So Hull KR obviously sitting first place, 42 points. Warrington Wolves sitting in 8th place with just 20 points. Kicks off at 8 o'clock. KR, 4 wins from the last 6, and obviously Warrington Wolves, 1 win from the last 6, which is pretty dismal. Obviously, from the outset, we can expect this to go in one direction, Karl.
Yeah, Warrington, I think they'll win it.
Right.
No, I mean, what you would say, watching Hull KR last week was like, right, if they were playing any decent side, it'd be like, Hull KR could be for the taking now. However, Warrington are just absolutely dreadful. They've just completely given up on this season. And with the statement from the chairman a few weeks ago, I thought we would have seen a little bit of a response from Warrington, and in fact, we've actually seen nothing from them, have we? Did you see the clip that has been going around the Warrington pages this week?
No.
Sam Burgess sort of in the coaching box smiling. It didn't go down well.
Not a good look.
No, not good. I mean,
It could have been irony, couldn't it? It could have been irony. It could have been like sat there going, as if my season can't get any worse.
Yeah, we don't know
laughable.
We don't know what we were talking about or when the shot was taken or whatever. But
that's a bit slimy, isn't it? Potentially, unless he's out and out, just Nah,
of course he ain't. But yeah, Warrington dreadful. Hull KR is the one I think we need to go into a bit more detail about. Did you see that performance coming against Trinity last week?
No. They
were flat, weren't they?
No, I didn't. I mean, we both went for a Hull KR win.
Of course.
And in fact, and I think Owen, who's in the Wakefield Trinity camp, although he was, he backed his team, he was doubtful. He didn't know how it was going to happen, and so it was a shock. Lots of people didn't see that coming.
They got dominated in a lot of areas, and Hull KR have had such a good defence this season, haven't they? It's been absolute rock solid. I think they usually get the numbers really well, and they leave very little gaps, but Wakefield found gaps all over that field, especially on the Hull KR's left edge really suffered, didn't they? And they run a riot at times, did Wakefield on that left edge.
And Willie Peters was livid one time.
Oh, he was fuming.
Absolutely spitting. Yeah. He was just like not accepting that.
Yeah, I've seen. I used to think Willie Peters were like really calm and collected, but I've seen a different side to him this year. Clearly, the pressure on Hull KR, it keeps going up, doesn't it? Because they've been so good all season. They have been the team to beat. They went to Wembley, got that duck off the back, and I feel like Hull KR's a bit of a pressure cooker for him at the minute. And there's a certain amount of expectation on Hull KR now. And I just hope they don't start to fall apart as we get to the playoffs, because they've been so good this year. Yeah,
well, I mean, we're going to talk about Wigan, when we come to their game. But if you look at like Wigan's run into the playoffs now, they've been improving, haven't they? Getting better.
Yeah.
This is like a huge hiccup in Hull KR's approach to the playoffs. There was a time not long ago, they were like 8 points clear at the top of the table.
Yeah.
They should have wrapped up the League Leader Shield weeks ago, and it's still getting close. And that's brilliant as a neutral fan in terms of those teams at the top of the table. But they should have. It must be frustrating for Willie Peters, and that was evident his reaction this weekend. Some players, it's hard to work out where the issues were, other than they were just a little bit soft in defence. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think they were a little bit soft in defence. I think Wakefield's pack got the better of them though, and I think they won the ruck a lot of the time. And I think that Wakefield played the quicker game of the two, and that's something you usually say about Hull KR. They play a quicker game, they play off the floor quickly, they're usually attacking a team that's on the back foot, which gives them plenty of opportunity to throw the ball around, and they play that expansive style of rugby cutting lines out wide, and it was the complete opposite. That was what Wakefield were doing. I think Wakefield's forwards got on top of Hull KR's forwards. It gave people like Leigh just the opportunity to play with a bit of freedom, and KR never really got the numbers right in defence, and it just opened them up.
Basically, Wakey, KR. They play, you know what I mean? That's I mean, we've said all year that Wakey can beat any team on the day, and it was their day at the weekend, and Hull had an off day, and they paid the price for it.
Yeah, I don't think you can say there were any sort of complacency there or anything like that, because they came fired up for it. I think just Wakefield just hit them hard quickly, and they tried to get back into the game, didn't they? But it was always really one-way traffic. I think by half time it was pretty, they were in control, weren't they?
Did you see the Mason Lino try? We've got a clip of it, now.
He thinks this ball is going to go out wide. They're going to look to attack on the edge, and you can see the big man right at the end of what he's got to offer in his first stint in this game. Just clocks off for half a second. Mason Lino sees it and punishes the big man.
On the back, I'm looking at what's going on around it. I mean, sublime try. Brilliant, vision, but I just look at like JWH in the background, looking around and going like, well, whose fault was that? And it was like, well, yours, mate. You know what I mean? And like they just presented him a hole, and he just went straight through. Like,
yeah, Lino's done that a few times this season, hasn't he? You give him like a bit of space, he steps off one foot, creates a little bit of a gap for himself. It was only half gap, but yeah, like I said, that was another example of like, Wakey just didn't get the defensive structure quite right. And
Hull KR didn't get the structure
right.
Sorry,
KR didn't get the defensive structure right, and just left half a gap, and
but I'm wondering,
they just didn't scramble.
Does that prove that Hull KR can be rattled, and they therefore get a little bit frustrated? I think they've been that used to their defence being,
top dogs,
top dogs, that they can get rattled, and when they get rattled, if you keep the pressure on and you keep doing good stuff, I mean, I think everyone in the Wakey shirt had a great game, and if that can happen, they're beatable.
Yeah, I think they are beatable. However, I think once we get to the playoffs, I think we'll see top class Hull KR side again. I think every team has these games, don't they, over a season where...
Not too long ago, Wakey had this. Darryl Powell was absolutely pulling his hair out at the performance, not too long ago.
Yeah.
So it's
Wigan have been through these games this season. I think once we get to the playoffs, I don't care. I think we're all on an even playing field, and they're all going to go for it. It's going to be exciting stuff. Looking at this week, though, I said we haven't got much to say about Warrington other than I just think their fans are just waiting for next season to start. Comfortable victory for Hull KR. They'll lift the league leader shield this week.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Be interesting to see if George Williams is back this week. I don't know if he's going to be.
Yeah, been out for the last 2 weeks now, haven't they? I think they need him, really. Need to find some inspiration from somewhere. Okay,
so both going for Hull KR there. Also on Thursday night, we've got the other side of the city. We've got Hull FC, currently sitting in 7th place, 27 points, taking on Catalan Dragons, 9th place with 18 points. Kicks off at 8 o'clock. Both of these teams, 3 wins from the last 6.
And both played really well at the weekend. I think you got to say, Hull FC, the pressure was on them to get the victory. That was the game I was looking at. I was like, bit of a banana skin, that one. Not quite sure what they're going to do against Warrington. Blew them away, didn't they, really?
They did, but they also had some youth in there because they'd had so many suspensions the week before.
Yeah,
you look at some of the shirt numbers and they were right up there.
Oh yeah, I had loads of FC fans messaging me in the week saying I ain't actually sure whether we can do this week. We've lost so many players now, either through suspension or long-term injuries, or they picked up bans last week, didn't they? So yeah, that if you looked at the FC side that went out, they shouldn't have blown Warrington away like they did. But fair play to them. Zach Hardacre again, another quality performance. Caesar again, quality performance. So the leaders in that team really stood up for Hull FC, and this lines up a great game for Catalan this week.
Caesar was outstanding. I think his kicking was sublime. absolutely brilliant, and used a whole like arsenal of different types of kick, and then was running himself. Scored his own try as well.
Yeah.
So great performance from him. He's had a brilliant year. He has.
Yeah.
We spoke about this before.
Yeah, and we've
spoke
about it loads of times this year, haven't we? Whether we thought Caesar was a good buy at the start of the season. He's just extended, hasn't he?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's just extended. I think he's been a great player for Hull FC. I think he's been really good this year. Yeah,
whatever John Cartwright has done with him, whatever instructions he gives him, or the space that he allows him, or the role he's given him, it's really worked for him.
The role he's given him is just let him run that team, hasn't he? Caesar runs that team now. Everything goes off him. I think the structured plays that they play go off Caesar. I think he commands them into which area of the field they need to be in. I think he is Mr. Hull FC at the minute. That team clicks off him, and I think if he's having a good game, I think Hull FC generally play pretty well. Not discounting the other players there, but I just think he's the general in that team.
I think they've got an amazing identity at Hull FC. When you the like of Zach Eric, who's been around, hasn't he? He's been to many teams now. He's scoring tries and he's hitting the badge on his chest. Like, he's proud to play for that club. I think they really think that they're going to be big contenders next season, and they're not done yet. They're not quite done yet.
Well, if you look at where Hull FC were last year, the dreadful season they had last year, they went and picked Leigh's pockets, didn't they? They went and signed quite a few Leigh players who we were questioning a little bit. I was not quite sure if it was quite the right move, but then they brought a load of youth through as well. Actually, a lot of the youth got games last year when they were having that terrible season, so they've needed that time to embed into that team. I think now they've got some experience. Like, say, if you look at the side that they put out at the weekend, they had no rights to win that game by the manner which they did, but they did. I think it's looking bright for Hull FC next season.
Well, another team where perhaps things are a little bit brighter are Catalan, and some suggestions that Joel Tompkins is having an effect on that team now and raising their playing standards.
Yeah, so I think he got a lot of stick early on, didn't he? And no coach is going to be able to just wave a magic wand straight away and make a difference.
Definitely a new, fresh coach.
Yeah, what I saw this week from Catalan, which I haven't really seen this season, was a little bit of passion just to actually roll your sleeves up, work hard, and try and get the win that way. Because let's face it, we haven't seen any silky play from Catalan this year. No, nothing dazzling. But this year, this week against Leeds, they just rolled the sleeves up. They worked hard. They out-enthused Leeds in a lot of areas, and I think that's ultimately what got them the win. They silenced the crowd.
And they silenced Tisson's try right at the start, silenced the crowd. All of a sudden, what was a fortress was just deathly silent, and even the commentators commented on it. And that has always been the 14th man, at Headingley. So they silenced him straight away, and then just kept the pressure on. And Leeds kind of fell apart a little bit. Well, a little bit of a spirited return, in the back end of the game, but just not enough.
Yeah, and the My Pavida player of the week this week was Busquets' try. So I think what you saw in this try was something we haven't seen from Catalan this year. And it was just that will to work hard. Kiri went for the drop goal. I think it hit the post, didn't it?
Yeah.
Hit the post, came back, and where every other player on that field didn't really move. And we've been critical of Kiri this year. Straight away, he followed that kick up when everybody else was stood static. He followed that kick up. He was the hardest working player on the pitch. Went and put the tackle in. The ball spewed out, and they got the try. Busquets got the try.
Are they going for one? Kiri's back for the one. Gets it away. Aspiro Bichet. He's going to run it. Not yet the last tackle. Aspiro Bichet ghosting his way through. Tackle now. Now Kiri's back in the pocket. Kick to drop goal in round 4 to win it. Is he going to kick one here? I think he's pushed it against the post. Ball up for grabs. Dropped. Surely they score. Did Busquets get it down? Did he ground it in the field of play? Jack Smith wants to check it. Drama here. This is a massive call. He says no try. I think Busquets got to it, but did he ground it?
That's fine. It hits Kiri's back.
Finger fingertip touch. The big hitter comes up with a bit of finesse, and Headingley will fall silent when this decision is given. And Catalans now have got a 2-score lead.
That was just the difference, which we haven't seen with Catalan this year.
What you mean, hit him off the ball? Is that what you mean?
No, he tackled him.
No, like cheating. Is that what you mean?
No, he didn't cheat. He tackled him.
But he didn't have hold of the ball, did he?
Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't.
Of course he did.
He didn't, mate. He didn't.
Mate, you watch that.
Yeah.
It hits him as he
loses
going
the
for
ball. The ball's gone.
No, he didn't.
I'm not saying he's got the time to react, but he didn't have the ball.
I disagree.
Okay. Anyway, it went up, as a try, and that was
the game changer. But that started to put the game out of reach for Leeds in what were a tight game. I think at that point, big play for Catalan.
Okay, so we need to call it then, Karl. Who is winning this game? Bearing in mind, if Hull can win and Wakey lose, they can still snatch that 6th spot.
I just think there's so much riding on it for Hull. I think Hull will probably get the win. I think that they'll just throw the kitchen sink at this one to try and get the win.
I agree. So we've both gone for a Hull FC win there. Right, moving on to the Friday night. 4 games. This is going to be awesome. Although they all kick off at the same time. So, I don't know. I'll have one eyeball one game, one eyeball another game. You have another eyeball, and we'll manage to get them all.
We need a dual screen, don't we? Should we get 4 TVs in here and do a watch-along?
Yeah, we should do. Right, first game I'm going to talk about is the Saints versus Cass game. Saints sitting in 5th place, 32 points, and Cass sitting in 11th place with just 12 points. Kicks off at 8 o'clock, as all these games do. Saints currently 3 wins from the last 6. Cass 1 win from the last 6.
Cass, another team, dreadful, won't they? And the thing with Cass, they've got something in the locker room, because the performance they put in against Wakefield 2 weeks ago, they can clearly put in a decent shift. Where was it this week? I know they came up against a red-hot Wigan side, but 60-odd points is some margin in it. And this is the one game I didn't watch this week. The defence just mustn't have been there this week. For them to concede that many points is pretty shocking, really.
Yeah, the only good thing from that game in terms of Castleford's performance was Mustafa's try, which was brilliant. You know what I mean? He just played the role of so many different positions to score that try.
Yeah.
And so that was good. So hats off to that. But other than that, it was a little bit lacklustre. And I think it's going to be more of the same this week, if I'm honest.
What do you think of Saints' performance, though?
Saints. Well, it certainly weren't good enough to compete with Leigh, was it?
No.
They got picked apart. They looked disjointed. It was silly little errors.
Another game for Saints where they've gone up against one of the top 6 and they haven't been able to get it over the line. And I think we are guilty of bigging Saints up a little bit too much a few weeks ago, because they went on a bit of a run, didn't the Saints? And they were blowing some teams out of the water. There were some players who were really finding their feet. I was really looking forward to watching Saints going into the playoffs. I'm thinking, actually, they're finding the form now. They're going to start to challenge the playoffs. And then the last 2 weeks, again, they've come up against teams in the top 6 and they're just not there.
Well, you can expect a win from this week, I think, against Cass.
Sure.
But I think, like you say, they've reached the level. 5th in the table is their level. I think it's very it's complimentary of their performance.
The sniper came back, didn't he?
Oh, yeah, I forgot. We've got to talk about this, haven't we? So Karl felt you're like an absolute Tom Daly.
He took a Ronaldo, didn't he? Absolutely dived. It was awful to watch. I was shouting at the TV. I was going,
it was shocking.
What's going? Get him off! It was, and
got to get out of the way now. Saints have broken the line. What can they do with it? Here's Bell, short to Whitley, hands it on. Felt will collect it, steps away from one and slips. Goes down. Is he saying he was taken high? Fell. Well, he even got up and had a look at the referee there. I'm not saying he didn't get it in the face, John. Let's have a look at it now.
Well, I think he's committed to the theatrics now, isn't he? He's going to ride it out now.
Right, a serious question here. If there is no contact, should he not be disciplined for that? Should he not be disciplined for that?
I mean,
in football, that's simulation. He gets booked for that.
Yeah, I can't say whether he's not made contact, but I tell you what, he's making a proper meal of it. And I tell you something else.
He's going to get 2 minutes. He's going to get big. Yeah, he's going to get in the green card.
Yeah, so they're down to 12 men. And the crowd are really letting him know as well.
We've got to stamp that out of the game.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about it quite a bit in the set of 6, don't we? But it's got to go. I mean, this is like the second example of this in probably 3 or 4 weeks. We had the Harry Smith not long ago, which was, I don't know which one's worse.
I think the Felt one's worse, mate. It absolutely it didn't even get touched, took a massive dive, and then had to play the part of an injured man.
From a star as well.
Do you know the other part, what I found really funny about this? Paul Wellens tried to
justify it.
He tried to defend him, and he said, "Oh yeah, he's been struggling with like a hip flexor." So
well, that calls concussions, is it?
So that's why he went down. I was like, okay, and then I watched it back and was like, he's holding his face. You can't pull that one off.
No, so I mean, like you say, it needs stamping out, and that's what the green card's about, isn't it? It's to prevent this from going on.
Yeah.
And it just shows that players are now playing.
Yeah, it should come with like an 8-game ban. That
8 game? No, Karl. No. It needs an example being made of
somebody. Yeah,
I think at this stage to be.
I bet some people agree with me.
Well,
I bet you what. I bet
it's not Saints fans.
well, no, probably not.
It'll be Hull FC fans. That's what it'll be, or Wakey fans. But it needs stamping out. I don't think you can make too drastic a change now in this stage of the season. But I think we need to look at it as the run into 2026 season, because if we're going to have more of this, football are like licking their lips. They're laughing at us, and that's not allowed. That shouldn't be allowed.
No, I agree.
So do you think he's going to get a ban?
No, I don't.
Is it cheating, Karl, in your eyes?
I'll throw something else out. Is there even something in the laws of the game to penalise somebody for faking an injury? I bet it don't even exist.
I don't know.
I bet it doesn't exist.
I mean, does it fall? I know it doesn't sit well with you.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
No, does it fall into the dark arts, playing for a penalty like that?
That in dark arts.
What is it?
That dark arts is the stuff I used to do where you like
grab someone's knackers.
No,
you're big on that, aren't you?
Get like a handful of mud and put it in someone's face. That's not dark arts. Taking a dive is not dark arts.
Right. What is it then? That's what I'm saying.
It's all out cheating.
Is it?
Yeah. Yes.
So are you really campaigning for a couple of match bans?
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Yeah, bringing the game into disrepute. I think you should get slapped with something.
Fine.
Ban a bit better.
Bloody Grim Reaper.
Well, this sport prides itself
on being tough.
Yeah, and that's the complete opposite.
Is it made worse being an Aussie?
What?
Is it made worse with him being an Aussie?
Oh, we should set an example of him, shouldn't we?
Well, I mean, they're always slagging off the game, the British game. Well, some are, I should say. There's not blanket, But
yeah, maybe we can start a campaign for no more Australians playing in Super League, because this is what they bring to the sport.
you got Kiri slagging it off, and you've got Felt diving. So anyway,
that'd work if we didn't have Harry Smith taking a dive as well.
Right, we need to call it, Karl. What we're saying: Saints versus Cass.
Yeah, Saints
win.
Saints win. I don't think Cass have got another win in them.
Okay, so we're both going Saints there in the run-in to the playoffs. Right, moving on to the next game then. We've got Leigh currently sitting in 3rd place, 37 points, taking on Huddersfield 10th place with 14 points. Leigh, 4 from the last 6, Huddersfield 3 from the last 6.
Good to see Huddersfield get a win on Leroy Cudjow's last home game of the season.
And he kicked a conversion, which was a nice touch, wasn't it?
Yeah, I remember seeing him line that up, and who else was it who once did a conversion at the end of the game and they missed? I can't remember who it was. It was like the last... Could have been a Bradford player. I can't remember. I just thought, I saw him line it up. I thought, here's the kiss of death. You're going to remember this for a long time, because it can easily happen, can't it?
Oh yeah.
Especially when you're not an all out and out kicker. It was good for Leroy Cudjow, good for Huddersfield to get a win. They played some nice stuff, actually. Quite a convincing victory from them, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I think it's going to be very different for this game. I don't think Huddersfield are going to put in a spirited fight against Leigh. Leigh are just like rocking at the minute, aren't they?
Is it at Huddersfield?
No, it's at Leigh.
Oh, right, it's at Leigh, yeah.
Done deal.
Yeah, done deal for me.
The greatest show.
And do you know what? it does make a difference. And I just saying, and I know it's all razzmatazz. I know it's all to get the fans in the ground and all the rest of it. But you look at that Leigh Sports Village when it's got a full crowd in there. It's absolutely rocking, and it is a fortress, isn't it? It's
well, they've got smoky bubbles now as well. I don't know if you've seen the smoky bubbles.
I saw the smoky bubbles. Yeah, I was like, oh, Derek's been to China again.
Yeah, he's got Temu. He's got shares in Temu, I reckon.
But it's a little bit like. It reminds me a little bit. It's not on the same scale, obviously, like Central Park was back in the day when Saints and Wigan used to play. It's just a ferocious atmosphere, and I say that because the crowd, because of how that stadium's built, the crowd are really close to the pitch, so you can hear everything out. And I think the atmosphere, it is Leigh's 18th man. It gives them an extra nudge up, and then they go out there and they entertain the crowd as well. And the Leigh were brilliant at the weekend, and I thought Adrian Lamb was again put on just an absolute masterclass. The first try that he set up with the half pump and the little step through, and was it Badrock scored the first try, wasn't it? Yeah, just absolute quality. And
Fit up. Ball working its way forward. Here's Mulhern.
It's aggressive defence from St Helens, though, isn't it?
Ball works its way to Liu, finds O'Brien, pops it up for Hughes. Hughes backpedals his way, and then he's picked up and pushed back. This is a real battle early on. Liu relishing it, gets it to Lamb. Lamb with a dummy shot pass. Here's Hudson! Badrock! Triumphant! Lamb's pass was perfect! Bailey Hudson gets it away, and Andrew Badrock, who needs Tessie new? Badrock open to scoring in 4 points to nil.
That's a welcome return to first team rugby for Andrew Badrock. But I tell you what, Lachlan Lamb, genius moves in the middle of the field, so patient, just wait.
From the moment that try went in, I was like, Saints are in for an hard afternoon here, big time.
You've got to ask, like, what are Leigh? What have they got to play here? So they're currently on 37 points. Obviously, they've got
a home.
They've got the home advantage.
They've got a home advantage already, haven't they?
Yeah, running into this game. Leeds are on 36, so Leeds could overtake them if Leigh lose. But of course, Leeds are up against Wigan. So, I'm pretty sure they feel the dogs like barking at the door, and they feel like they need to put a performance in. But they've certainly got, an easy run into this game, into the playoffs, haven't they?
Yeah.
So how do they play it? Are they the consummate professionals, foot down, like don't take a backward step, or like just think, right, if we just do our normal processes, we'll get a comfortable win, and that's enough?
I don't think that is enough. I think if you take your foot off the gas a little bit, I think Huddersfield can punish you. We've seen Huddersfield this year put in some performances. The thing with Huddersfield is that the inconsistency we've had for them all season. But I think if they take Huddersfield too lightly, Huddersfield could snatch a victory, but I don't think Leigh will. I don't think that's in their DNA to sort of rest anybody. I think they'll just go for it full on, and they'll want to put on another show.
How excited are you to see Lachlan Lamb against George Flanagan Jr.?
Yeah, it should be a nice little matchup. That Flanagan coming out of the back. Yeah, I mean, two of Super League's two Super League's entertainers there. I think. Flanagan, we spoke about him a lot of times this year, haven't we? A lot of times, doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? He's had a great season, and he will be influential if Huddersfield are to get a victory. But at the same time, I like watching Lamb play as well, and I think if you looked back at the Saints game, he was just absolutely everywhere. Okay,
so we've got to call it then, Karl. What are we saying?
Leigh win for me, yeah. I think we'll probably agree on all fixtures this week.
Yeah, okay, so we're thinking Leigh will pick up the win there and seize that third place spot.
I think they've got it, haven't they? Have they not mathematically got it?
No, if they win, so they're on 37 points, Leeds are on 36.
Yeah.
So if Leigh lose, Leeds win, then they'll lose.
Yeah.
However, we're going to come on to Leeds in a minute.
They've got Wigan, haven't they?
Yeah. So, right, next game we're going to talk about then, Salford versus Wakefield Trinity. Salford obviously sitting bottom of the table, just 6 points, whereas Trin are sitting in 6th place with 28 points. Salford 1 win from the last 6 and Wakefield 3 from the last 6. So, again, relatively easy to choose this one, but we've got to talk about the teams before we make our prediction.
Well, Salford, I think what you got to say about Salford, I just hope the fans come out, because it's looking highly likely that this is their last game in Super League. I hope, I'm not saying it's going to be their last game ever, because they've still got the court case hanging over their heads, haven't they? And we don't know what's going on with that, but it's certainly going to be the last game in Super League. I don't think we're going to see them here next year. Am I wrong? I don't know.
No,
You'd be very shocked if if Salford were in Super League next year, wouldn't you?
Yeah, because we've talked, like I said, we've talked about this a lot in the past, and I don't think the things that have happened for them to remain in Super League, with a massive injection of cash. If anything, it's becoming more and more obvious that there is no
cash, is there?
Yeah, so
has the bridging loan arrived yet?
The old bridging loan, Jesus Christ! It's like Lord Lucan, Sheargar, he's out there missing with the greatest of them all. What's that flight that went missing from Malaysia? Maybe the MH307 or
whatever it were called. Yeah. Did you see Paul Rowley on Sky Sports this week?
Brilliant.
How good was it?
Yeah.
Because we haven't heard Paul Rowley in that sort of role much, have we? Where he's a pundit on TV, but
I don't think he's had the headspace to do it, has he? Really?
Well, no.
I don't think it would have been right to put him.
But you don't get that kind of depth from him when he's just like a post-game interview, because they're usually just talking about, oh yeah, we didn't perform today or whatever. But seeing him actually as a pundit on Sky Sport, I thought, with an absolute breath of fresh air, and his knowledge, it's obvious he's got a knowledge of the game, but he sees things differently to how other people see it.
He's got knowledge of the players as well, and he's very complimentary of a lot of the players that were on the pitch there, which I like to see that there's this respect from opposing coaches, because they'll have had those TV sessions where they're breaking down the team and they're pinpointing some of the players, and to hear those comments and views is very insightful. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I've always been a fan of his, although I never was quite sure how to take him years ago, when he was at Leigh, and I never quite. But now, yeah, I hear him speak. I think he's just a quality guy. He's a quality guy and clearly a quality coach. And
where does he go then?
Yeah, well, this was the point I was about to get to. What next for Paul Rowley? Because if Salford aren't in Super League next year, he's too good to be in the Championship with them next year. I think he's. Who's got a coaching opportunity coming up?
Cass?
Yeah, Cass have got one available. Bradford have got one available. Brian Noble's going.
London's not tied down their coaching staff completely.
No, but I think pretty sure Dimitriou's coming into London. There isn't really anybody else, is there?
Not at the minute.
So maybe he will stay at Salford, but I think he deserves to be.
Do you know he might want a break?
Squad.
He might want a break.
Yeah.
Well, he might need to earn some money, so maybe he wants a break, but he can't really.
Well, he was meant to be going upstairs, wanted to be like head of rugby at Salford next year. That was always in the plan. But obviously, we have absolutely no idea what's going on with Salford. So I don't know how much more he's going to want to put himself through. We've gone completely off boil because we aren't even talking about the game. We're just talking about Paul Rowley's future.
No, but these are the stories that are going to unfold on the night, aren't they? You know what I mean?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
So it is kind of relevant. Right, okay, so Wakey.
Red hot. Absolutely red hot, weren't they, at the weekend? I just really... There's two teams I've enjoyed watching this year, and Hull KR and Wakefield, and both really entertaining styles of rugby. If you turn the TV on and one of them's playing, you know what you're going to get, and you're going to get some entertaining rugby. And it blew me away, the performance that Wakefield put in against Hull KR. I knew they were capable of it. Did I see it coming? Probably not. Not in the fashion that they did. I thought they schooled Hull KR in many aspects of the game.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely a team here to stay, aren't they? So many times we've had a team promoted and they've just bounced straight back down, but they are putting a real marker down in the sand. And I think if they're going to be aiming for top of the table within the sort of top 4 next year.
Yeah.
And I think any less they'll felt like they've underachieved.
And talking about coaches, it's good to see Darryl Powell having success again, because he's another guy I've got a load of respect for. He had such a torrid time at Warrington, didn't he? And it's just nice to see him back on top of his game again. Looking at Wakefield, right? Let's say Wakefield qualify for the playoffs, which looking likely. Do you think they can cause any upsets in the playoffs, and how far do you think they can go? I know we'll go into more detail about this on another show, but how far do you think they can actually go?
I think they can definitely cause an upset, but I think it is a upset. I think they get an opportunity in the first round.
Yeah.
Then I don't think they've got.
You think Old Trafford's too far? Yeah, I agree. Actually, I think as a one-off game that can cause an upset, and I think they can actually beat any team in the playoffs. I don't think they've got enough to go to Old Trafford, but I mean, just the fact that we're talking about Wakefield and Old Trafford in the same sentence just tells you what season they've had.
Yeah, and I know there'll be loads of Wakey fans going, "Oh yeah, no way," of course, Craig don't believe they'll get to the grand final. We'll show him, and hopefully you will. But I just think I think they get an opportunity in the first round, and I think that's it. So, anyway, best of luck. So we're both saying Wakefield for this game then, Karl.
Yeah, which obviously means they're going to lose.
Against Salford. Right, so the final game of the round then, we've got Wigan Warriors sitting in second place with 40 points, just 2 behind Hull KR, who sit at the top of the table, against Leeds, 4th place, just 1 point behind Leigh, sitting in 3rd place. Everything to play for in this game. Wigan currently 5 games from the last 6, and Leeds also 5 games from the last 6. Who is the momentum with? Kicks off at 8 o'clock.
This is a belter, isn't it? To finish off the season, this is an absolute belter. Although it doesn't quite have... There's not quite the jeopardy there, is there, for Wigan? No, Wigan are... If Hull KR have lost, obviously this game takes on a different meaning, but... For Wigan, they're pretty much cemented in that second place. For Leeds, though, it's all on Leeds, isn't it? They've got to put another performance in and try and sneak that 3rd space if Leigh lose. So, what sort of side do you think they're both going to put out? Do you think they're going to go full strength?
Yeah.
Or do you think they're going to rest anybody?
No, we saw a similar thing to this last year, where we thought, right, is Wigan going to put out a weaker team and all that? And they didn't. And then Matt Peake then did a press conference where he was saying, some players don't like a week off.
No.
Some players, they just want to keep the foot down constantly. So, yeah, I think it's going to be full strength teams, everything to play for. Both have got a little bit of jeopardy. There'll be no allowances.
What we said about Wigan when they were going through that rough patch earlier on in the year, about 6 weeks ago, was it? A few losses. Even when they were winning, they were only just scraping a win. I kept saying, didn't I, all season,
good, yeah.
Wait till playoffs start arriving and Wigan will just start hitting their form. It's like they almost knew they could do it. And that's exactly what we're getting now with Wigan. They're getting stronger and stronger as the weeks go on. The players are coming back into the side and they're looking frighteningly good at the minute. And going into the playoffs, I think all teams are on warning now, coming up against Wigan. Looking at Leeds... where did that performance come from Leeds last week?
Well, I don't know what the issue was. Whether it was mentally they weren't there. They just the fact that Connor was missing just had such an effect on them, or broke them down. Whether they were trying too hard. I mean, Brad Arthur sort of suggested that some players were trying too hard, and you can kind of see that on the pitch. But really, does it have that much of an effect on it? I
don't buy that. Trying too hard. They were just flat with Leeds straight from the start of the game. I thought they were flat, and they just never really got into it.
It's like they never turned up.
Yeah,
it's literally.
I tell you what, though, Connor wasn't playing.
That's what I'm saying. Does his absence have that much of an effect on the team? Do they have much more belief when he's on the pitch? Does he bring that much energy?
He definitely brings some energy, doesn't he?
Well, he brings excitement and some of the balls that he's hitting and all that. But there's still plenty of. Do you know what I
saw from Leeds against Catalan? What we saw from Leeds last season, And it was like there wasn't a natural leader on the pitch.
Yeah.
No one geeing him up. And that's what you get with Jake Connor. And although he's not the captain, he leads the team, doesn't he? And I think without that, I think they were missing something.
Yeah, but then, like you said, they need to step it up this week. Otherwise, it's going to be a very, very tough night.
Yeah, I mean, Wigan against Castleford just absolutely ripped them to pieces. What, 10 tries, was it? They just tore them to pieces. And my favourite try of the week, again, was Jay Field's try when he just backed up from full back. I can't remember who made a break. He made a break through, just on his shoulder. You just know if somebody makes a half break at Wigan, Jay Field's going to be there right on your corner.
Well, he just comes from nowhere.
Yeah, he comes from so deep as well. He's got such speed. And just hit it like an exocet missile. Thought it was quality.
Jay Field's with him. It's just all about the tempo of Abasmiski's running. Well, they think they have him on the left-hand side. Seeing he looks to offload the ball to Wallace. Look at him looking around straight away. He's looking for Sam Walters, and then all of a sudden, different speed, different level.
Yeah, completely agree. So anyway, before we call this, I just want to drop a little bit of a mention out to our mate, friend of the show, Graham Berry, who's doing a fundraising challenge. He's doing an ultra run around the stadium on Friday night. Okay, he did it last year. He managed to do 109 laps over 12 hours. He's doing exactly the same this year. So he's going from 6:30 in the morning till 6:30 at night so that he can catch the game. Massive Wigan fan. He's raising money for MND, the MND Association. He's currently on £21,000 over the last few years, and he's aiming to raise 27,777, all the sevens, pounds. So we'll stick a link in the description down below. He's aiming to get 120 laps this year.
120, right? We'll hold him to that.
Yeah, so he's he's going to push on.
What if he don't make 120?
Well,
we'll just get name and shame next week.
We'll have to.
Is that not in the charitable?
We'll definitely name and shame. He'll have to wear like a Leeds
shirt,
or something like that. He's going to be supported by Amanda, who's his wife. So if you're down at the Brick Community Stadium next week and you see him running around, then join him for a couple of laps. Anyone can join him to run along and chuck a couple of quid in his bucket and let's get him up to that target.
Has he got the Banksy? Not Banksy. What's the Leeds guy called who goes around spray painting all the electricity boxes?
Yeah.
Has he raffled that off now?
I don't know.
He's got the door of that, hasn't he? And got it signed by some of the players.
Yeah.
I think he's actually turned into a Leeds fan as well.
Oh, he's a massive Leeds fan.
Yeah,
he calls it his second team. Well, actually, it's probably his first team, innit? It's got to be.
Yeah, Rhino's Graham.
Yeah, that's what they call him. That's what they call him in Wigan, Rhino Graham. Right, good luck, Graham. Hopefully we'll see you there. Right, Karl. So we've got to call it now. Wigan or Leeds?
Oh, who are you going for?
I'm going Wigan. Leeds let me down last week. I followed my heart, and they let me down. I can't see them beating Wigan. I think Wigan are just they're on fire now.
You think that's it?
Yeah,
Wigan to Old Trafford.
They can. You know what I mean? But I think Wigan are going to beat it because it's
tempted
at home.
I'm tempted to go Leeds just for the sake of it, but I'll go Wigan. Yeah, I think it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a belting game. So anyway, we've agreed on all games this week. So we've gone for Hull KR, Hull FC, Saints, Leigh, Trinity to win, and finally Wigan to win. And I hope you won't put the mockers on Trinity, mate.
Go again. Right, Karl, any final afterburners this week?
Check out our set 6. Loads of stuff on there. We pick our dream team. We look at rookies of the year. And we even dive into what's going on at London as well with the old Darren Lockyer situation.
And we've got the result from our Indigenous shirt review as well, so check that out.
And also I'm recording a championship show this week, so whenever this goes out, there'll be a championship show looking towards the championship playoffs this week.
So until next time,